Now, let me just go through, because I've got so many achievements, but I'm just going to run through them in order to save us time, because we want to give enough time for our people to be able to contribute to today's um, conference. Because, like I said, our participants, are the special guests for today. So we want to give you all the time within the 2 hours for you to be able to contribute meaningfully to the topic of the day. However, before we go on, we need to, because today is about reviewing the performance of the Renewed Hope administration vis-a-vis the recent coalition that we are witnessing within the political circle, so that Nigerians we need to let Nigerians know who is really the savior. Is it the Renewed Hope administration or the coalition? The choice is ours to make today. So let me just go through because I have a lot of achievements to run through, but I'm just going to pick and choose some of the salient ones. Number one, this administration within the last 2 years have reduced our debt from $108 billion, which this administration inherited. It's been reduced to $94 billion. And secondly, the Nigerian Stock Exchange achieved her highest record of crossing the 100,000 all-share index in January of 2024, thus briefly overtaking Argentina as the world's most profitable market. This is an answer to those who are saying we should have borrowed the need from Argentina, blah, 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 blah. The country has overtaken Argentina as the most profitable market as far as a stock exchange is concerned. Again, thirdly, in the history of this country, for the first time, apart from perhaps maybe when I was younger, what we had then was bursary awards. But now, for the first time in the history of this country, we have student loans given to an unprecedented 200,000 students within the last 2 years. Fourthly, we also have the local government autonomy that was achieved by this administration by getting a Supreme Court order to make that legal. Again, we have the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project ongoing. Again, that is a monumental project that has never been done by any government before. It started by this administration. We also have the Sokoto Badagry Expressway project. We have the federal, due to the removal of the oil subsidy in May 2023, the monthly allocation to states has increased from 100 to 300%. If you recall, even during Jonathan's era, when oil was selling for $125 per barrel, and I call that time a time of plenty, the government was at that time borrowing money to pay staff salary. You can fact check that any day. But here we are now, because of the removal of this subsidy. Now this government has increased the monthly allocation to states up to 300%. And believe it or not, in the last 2 years, we've never had any strike undertaken by ASU. We all know in the recent past, one of the reasons why most people send their children overseas to study is because of incessant ASU strikes. But lo and behold, in the last 2 years, we have not had ASU strike, thanks to this Renewed Hope administration. The federal government facilitated a Nigerian carrier Air Peace to secure daily direct flights to London, which crashed ticket prices on that route. That again is a plus for this administration. The Port Harcourt refinery has been revived and operational. The Dangote refinery is operational too, which has succeeded in bringing down the price of petrol. And that, if you ask me, is still work in progress, because I'm sure as time goes on, when other refineries come on stream, the price of petrol will still come down drastically as we go along. The naira stabilizing is now among the world's best performing currencies. Sometimes I laugh when I see on TV when some commentators are talking about the naira being devalued, and they were trying to compare it with when the PDP was in government. But what many people fail to realize is that the value of our naira at the time was a fake value, because what was happening at the time was the government of the time were either borrowing money or printing money to show up the value of our naira. So, which means the value of our naira at the time was fake. It is only now, when it's been floated, that the naira is now finding its value. Yes, it's a bit on the high side, but because it is now on an even keel, it will begin to go on a downward trajectory very, very soon. Mark my words on that. The wages salary has been increased from 18,000 to, I think it was 18,000, from 18,000 straight to 70,000. That again is coming from this administration. I have so many of them. I'm just trying, because I don't want to bore us. I'm just trying to go through it, some important ones. The federal government has rehabilitated the third mainland bridge Lagos. That is part of it. The e-gate facility installed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. I experienced it in my last trip at the end of May. I experienced it, and it was brilliant, because it's the same thing like if you have a British passport and you're coming into the UK, you just put your passport on the machine, and you go in without having to go through the immigration rigors. The same thing is happening in Nigeria today. It is only happening in this during this administration, and these are part of the achievements of this administration. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on, because I have here almost 70 different achievements from this government that I can go on. Again, another one here: as a result of the federal government's monetary and fiscal policy, which led to significant upgrades of our economy, American Express introduced its first ever business credit card in Nigeria, thus expanding access to credit to Nigerian businesses. Don't forget, even this federal government too has this credit facility for even our people here in the country. So many of them, we will be publishing that on our website. So if you want to see many of that, please go to our website. It's the website link is going to be on the chat room, because I needed to bring this up now, so that for those of us who want to comment, because I want us to marry: is this government doing well? In the last 2 years, have they done well? If they haven't, which areas do they need to improve on? We need to have an honest discussion now, because for me, I believe that there's too many hype out there regarding especially this coalition. And last time I checked, every single one of the leaders, we all know the antecedents. I will talk about that later on in the program. We all know the antecedents, and the question is: are they the Messiah that this country needs? That is a question that I want all our some of our participants to answer today. But like I said, we want today's discussion to be as fluid as possible. But please, we will be giving every speaker 3 minutes. But please make sure that whatever you have to say, you have to make sure you say within that 3 minutes, because we are going to be very strict with our timing today. When your 3 minutes is up, the system will trigger, and you'll be muted. So please don't feel offended if that happens. You have 3 minutes. The moment you start to talk, we want to know who you are, where you are calling from, and you go straight to your point. You don't necessarily have to agree with us, but in disagreeing, we expect some level of decorum in the way we share our views, because like I've always maintained here, this is a very serious platform, and we want everybody that contributes here to accord that seriousness to the program, so that we don't turn it into some kind of Jankara market platform, because we have VVIPs who are always coming in and out of this program, watching and monitoring and supporting what we are doing. And we, especially because majority of us tuning in are from diaspora, so we need to exhibit that decorum. What we will not do in our country of abroad, please don't let us do it on this program. We need to be concise with our views, state your views, and because we are just here today to rub minds together. Those for and those against. Let's hear your views. Is this government doing well? If it's not doing it well, what area do you think they need to look into? So for me to go, before I go straight to the, because like I said, the whole 2 hours is for our participant, because you have been with us for the past 2 years. Every week without fail, you join. You did not feel it's too much for us. You always joined. So we just thought this week, today, let us give our people the free hand, for them to be able to speak their mind, so that there will be no encumbrances from any quarters. But then, like I said, we expect some decorum whilst we are saying what we are saying. Even if you are talking about the coalition, we expect some decorum, because we are civilized people, and I want us all to exhibit that civility in our discussion. So I have one of our consultants who I specially invited to come and put this discussion into context, or to give it a context, so that any other person coming after him will be able to understand what this today's program is all about. But like I said, let me just repeat the theme again for ease of reference. The theme for today is hope, not hype. Debunking political distractions and spotlighting the people's progress, distinguishing real leadership from recycled failures and agendas. I want whatever view you want to share to be within that. Don't let us veer away from it, so that we don't lose the context of what we're discussing today. Because like I said, it's going to be a very serious, engaging 2 hours. And I want everybody to be part of it. We will, and that is why we are giving everybody 3 minutes. But then we want everybody who has their hands up to be able to speak, because in the last couple of weeks we've been having to close at 2 o'clock after 2 hours, and still having so many hands up. We don't want that to happen today. So that's why we said, in as much as we want to have everybody on board, we want everybody to be able to stick to that 3 minutes, so that we don't debar other people from being able to contribute. So to put context to our discussion for today, let me invite one of our consultants who has always been somebody that we rely on to give us information regarding whatever it is we are discussing on this program. So I'm going to call on Alhaji Dauda Adams. Alhaji Dauda Adams, because you are the one, you are more or less like co-anchor now. So we will give you 5 minutes to say to give this discussion some kind of context, so that everybody will know exactly what we are talking about today. Then after that, anybody else who has their hands on will enjoy 3 minutes. So can we please unmute Alhaji Dauda Adams, please? Alhaji Dauda Adams, you have the floor now.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you very much, Ambassador J.K. Adebola. Distinguished host and the conference participants, you're all welcome. Thank you. My name is Alhaji Adams, resident of UK, but I'm now in Nigeria. So I'm speaking to you right away from Nigeria now. I thank you for everything you've covered, which the point I want to cover as well, but I will be briefly. Democracy and multi-party state is what we celebrate in the June 12th. And it's about the, democratic and progressive value that everybody subscribes to as an ideal for us to run our country democratically. So when I first learned about there is, one party state and all sort of things that is being said, before we hear about ADA and then the IDP. So it is very, very difficult for me to just scratch my head around what is happening now, because political parties and the leadership must offer a vision that means and the capacity in the human and the means to deliver those governance and services to the nation on equitable, fairly, with justice. I have not seen any of these from these oppositions. So they have no visions, no directions. So what is the opposition proposing now? So they are proposing to rest with the power and then go on to decide what they're going to do. I don't think Nigerian electorate will buy that. They will not buy that proposition at all, because in the APC, under the current administrations of our leader and President Bola Tinubu, we have a Renew Hope agenda. We have a manifestos, unlike the oppositions. So everybody knows what is going to be delivered and how it's going to be delivered, and measurable, and the impact that will have on Nigerians, and how we progress from there. The foundation that should have been laid over 60 years ago, or 6 decades we get independent, have just been laid now. And it takes time. I tell people, when you introduce a policy, the policy run at least in the average of 4 years to 6 years before you see the impact. Some of them are very, very quick, that you can say, okay, quick win, quick win. So quick win we have in the airport, we have a quick win in the home office, yeah, on the passport. Some of those are quick wins, which you can turn around very quickly. But there's some programs and policy that will take time. And you have to be consistent, yeah? And you have to follow them and measure them and review them, yeah? So which is the only administration that I've seen that is capable of doing that is this administration, yeah? And I'm over 60 years old, yeah? So under this president, we have the manifestos, and thank you, Ambassador J.K. Adebola. You mentioned a few of them, which I will go on to. So we've made a progress on this item in the manifestos. Yeah. So what you've done now, I would like our party managers, leaders in every constituencies, every state, every zona, every ward, to at least spell out what you have just said and what is in the pipeline. The pipeline will be what we're going to deliver in the second term that we haven't done now. I will take some brief manifestos promises. Nelly Fund, you talk about this, it's part of education. UBEC, you talk about it, it's part of education. Health, agriculture, infrastructure, you talk about it. Financial credit scheme, you talk about it. So there is being implementation on this, and some of the people are impacting people in higher education, in primary to secondary education, as we say now. But we need to be strong on our point of what we have done and what we are going to do. Yeah? Let them tell us, let them tell Nigerians, what are they there for? Are they just for power or for delivering? And if they say they're for delivering, let us look at their past, because every one of us know here, when you go for a job, they ask you for your CV. And why did they ask you for your CV? They want to see your past experience. Yeah? So let us state their CV, their delivery. Many of them have been hold a leadership, ministers, yeah? Tell us what you do. How do you impact us? We want to know that. So to wrap it up, I will just pick one area, which is under the UBEC. It's a Universal Basic Education Council. So under that, I would really like our primary and secondary school education to embrace a curriculum to include problem solving, in quote, problem solving, that will lead to the critical thinking of our students rather than teacher-student cramming to pass exam. What I mean about that, let the children working in groups, solving some problem, let them be critical. By the time they go into the secondary school and the tertiary education, they will have ideas how to solve some of the problems we have in the nation. Many of them will come out with imagination that when they work on it, it will better the society, communities, and all. We cannot rely on the technology, coming from abroad to solve our problem. We need to start that, and our education system need to reflect that. Yeah. So in that area of the UBEC, yeah. So that will lead us to produce, because I mean, one of the things you play before we start, I heard the president, and he said this again and again: education to fight poverty, yeah, and then skill development, which they've done a lot on skill development. Our artisans, to train them, to certify them, so when they go anywhere to work, they can earn the same status and income. Because there was I can't remember if anybody knows, when our artisans go to Middle East, they earn less because they cannot show the technical, they have the technical ability, but they cannot show the certification to say they've gone through this. Yeah. So those areas, yeah, let us mention them. Let us speak about them, that this is what we have done, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to, accomplish it. And these are the, people who are going to deliver it. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I hope that will cheer up many of our participants to please come on and give us your ideas and give us direction. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so very much, Alhaji Adams, for putting our discussion into context today. You raised certain points there that got me thinking too, which I'm so glad about. Let me start with the last one you just raised now. That's the regarding the artisans. I remembered in my last visit to Abuja, me and a colleague of mine from Canada, we were invited by the ITF boss, who incidentally was one of our special guests on this program. He invited us to come and meet with him because the Canada guy is trying to organize, because he was giving, he gave him an appointment on our program here to come and meet with him in Abuja. So incidentally, I was just in Abuja at the time. So the ITA boss now invited both of us to, since he knew I was in town, to come. And guess what they were planning to do is to set up a training for these artisans, welding, carpentry, and the rest of them, and get them certificated. And not just certification alone. The plan is, I'm not sure if I'm more or less like an expose now, but hey, we have an open floor today, so let's discuss it, because it's part of the plan that will be a part of the achievement of this government anyway. The plan is to ensure that the certification that they will be given to these artisans when they qualify will be such that can be accepted outside the shores of Nigeria, even, I dare say, where we call Senaklan. I looked at the proposal and I was marveled that somebody, and guess what? This man invited us on a Sunday to his office. And that shocked me. I was like, So now they work on Sunday too? And the man said, he works 7 days a week. That's what he told us. So that shows that we have, you see, this is what I keep saying on this program, that we have a crop of leaders now whom They may not be getting it right 100%, but at least they are showing us that their heart is in it and they are ready to make sure that they push this country forward. Unlike what we had in the past, where it is all about me, 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 just the little nucleus elites are the ones who look after themselves and not the larger population. So that's a deviation from that now, from what me and a couple of others moved closer to some of the leaders. That is what we see now. That the crop of leaders that we have now, they have that they have that interest. They have the interest of the people at heart now. They may not be getting it right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they are perfect. Who is anyway? Even I live in the UK. The government here is not perfect. They too make mistakes. Same thing is applicable in America. But the difference between what we have now and what we had before in the country is the crop of leaders we have now are receptive to ideas, new ideas. And we've seen it on this program where some ministers will come when a participant comes with a program of action that they see that gels with their idea. They've invited them to Abuja. At least a couple of participants have, on the back of that, got appointment into this government. So for me, this is one of the things that I see this government is doing right now. But like I said, we don't just want to highlight what they've done, they're doing right. We need to at least touch on one or two things that we think the universe will say, "Okudia Kato." That is, it's not right. Let's highlight that too. Then talk about the coalition, because whether we like it or not, what we are, you see, the leadership of this coalition, they seem to be clever by half in my book, because remember, before they started this coalition, what they started talking about was the party is the country is being railroaded by the president into a one-party state. And I kept asking myself, how is that possible? We have more than 20, I think 18 or 19 political parties duly registered by INEC and participated in every election. So, and up until 2023, it was always a two-horse race between APC. Elections are always a two-horse race between APC and PDP. But in 2003, it became a three-horse race. APC, PDP, and the Labour Party. So all of a sudden now, because they lost the last election and they are now gearing now to get back to power, they're trying to whet the appetite of the people with the slogan that the country is slipping into a one-party state. And I'm thinking, how so? How is that possible? I guess they were just trying to prepare the ground for themselves now to go to that coalition now, which is a good thing, because as far as I'm concerned, I think the more the merrier. But the only thing I'm worried about now is their motives and their intent, because like Adam just said, that they've not told us what they want to do differently from what APC is doing. Because here in the UK where I live, the opposition don't just criticize. They criticize and they come up with what they would have done differently. We are yet to see that. You know, at least when APC was in opposition, when the PDP were in government, APC was good at that. They were always telling them what they would do differently. And talking about one-party state, I remember former President Obasanjo, when he was taken from the prison and made the president, he needed to prove to the northern oligarchs who put him there that at least he has some kind of what's it called now, foothold in the southwest. And at the 2003 election, those of us who are old enough to be there then saw how he tried to railroad the whole of southwest into becoming a PDP controlled state, and he succeeded bar one. And the only state he did not succeed was in Lagos, because the then governor, who's now a president now, the man said, "No, hell no, you're not taking Lagos." And he put foot down. That was part of the reason why, when he now decided to expand the local government, then the then President Obasanjo then decided to withhold the Lagos State monthly allocation. And of course, it makes Lagos the better. Because of that, now Lagos is today the fifth largest economy in Africa. So you see, I'm just trying to put all of this down so that by the time we start to talk, everybody will know exactly where we are coming from, because we need to know where we're coming from for us to know where we are going. So the question now is, the coalition, are they the saviors we are waiting for? What are they going to do differently? Have they even told anybody what they are about, apart from they are lost for power? Somebody who spent one of the leaders who spent 26 years in government is now coming to tell us now that he's hungry. How so? All the money he made, even the salaries he took for 26 years, where did he put it? Where did he put it? Another one who truncated June 12th by allegedly saying that he was going to shoot MK Abiola if he was ever sworn in. I said allegedly because up to now he has never come out openly to denounce that allegation. So which means there's some kind of element of truth in it. He was said to have, he was alleged to have said that he was going to shoot him and kill him if he was sworn in as the president, which again was part of the reason why June 12 was annulled. All of a sudden now, apart from that, he was the longest serving Senate president in the country. In his constituency in Boko, I'm still waiting to see what he did there in all the years he was the Senate president. Now he wants to be, they now want to wrestle power now, because according to them, they are now in a coalition now. And the manner in which they took over another political party, that's another discussion that we're going to have for another day, whether that was right, because there are so many issues surrounding that now, which will unravel as we go along. But I don't want to bore us with that. I just thought I should put all of that out now. We have one more hand up. Everybody is free to talk today. You have 3 minutes to say whatever you have to say. It doesn't matter whether you are for this government or against this government. All we just want from you is to exercise some decorum in sharing your views. So long as you do that, we are okay with you. You will have 3 we'll give you 3 minutes to air your views. And I want to start with Honorable Felix Ajayi. Honorable Felix Ajayi, you have the floor now, and you've got 3 minutes. Let's unmute Honorable Felix Ajayi, please. Thank you very much. Honorable Felix Ajayi, are you still there?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear now.
I will not be able to speak loud because I'm on the road. I want to thank you for your effort.
You may need to move away from where you are now, because the line is kind of breaking.
Okay. Let me cancel the earpiece so I can talk direct. Hold on, 1 second. Let me cancel the earpiece because I'm using the earpiece. 1 second. Okay. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, yeah, better now.
Okay. Now, so please just firstly, let me thank you. Let me thank the government. Let me thank everybody that have joined out of their precious time. Baba, let's avoid something. I don't want us to talk about a party or opposition that has just been formed, that has not, to me, they are no threat. Going through using SWOT analysis to what the government of APC has done, we all know what we have done. But please, we have failed woefully on the area of electricity.
On the area of what?
Electricity.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Electricity, we have failed woefully. When Ashwaju was governor, like I spoke last week, we know where we are. To be talking about 5,000 megawatts or whatever to a country, as compared to South Africa, that their population is not even up to half of Nigeria. That's number one. We need to sporadically see what we can do to improve electricity. And we will know what impact that will translate the economy into. Number two, Going back to the SWOT analysis I said earlier, using the strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. What is our strength? One of the strengths of this economy, you have mentioned, the states are earning more money now. The dollar has been stabilized, and so many others. What's another strength? Nel fund. Baba, if I will market Nel fund, every Nigerian will go on street to be clapping for the government. I know what pain I take to explain the process. Nel fund is just there. A lot of people are not aware. A lot of people don't even know how to go about it. Yes, oh, 20 million people has applied. Oh, this we need more information. They need to be sporadic. They need to enlighten Nigerians through NOA. I'm not seeing that. They need to. So those are the things what the government is doing right and whatever. And then lastly, because we have 3 minutes, Baba, if Ashwaju, where I'm disappointed personally, and when I see him, I'll tell him, Ashwaju becoming Nigeria's president can afford to say, Nigerian, I'm not taking salary. Nigerian, I'm going to use my personal vehicle. This is self-made. It doesn't need all that. Our first lady said at the inauguration prayer meeting, said, we are okay, we have money, we don't need anything. Last weekend, he went to donate 1 billion at Jos, and he was saying to people at Jos to say, this money is not government money. It was money given to her. Fantastic. So those are the things, those things that we are doing better than local. We don't need to be proactive. Everybody is attacking ADC. We are attacking all these people. We are giving them publicity. Listen, the little thing FCT minister has done is enough to save this government. So please don't let us put pressure, highlight too much of the opposition. It's very good. It's healthy. Ignore them. Please, let's tell Nigerians what we have done. Let them be clapping for our government. I don't like talking about opposition. There will be opposition, but don't let us put our energy towards them. I will rest my case. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you so very much for that. I think you touched on certain raw nerves there. Well, I think the people close to the president here on this program, they heard you saying he's rich enough not to take salary. So perhaps maybe they will then go basically for him to hear from you. Thank you so very much. But then I don't want to subscribe to this idea that the coalition is no threat. Don't forget that some of our people can be very gullible. They swallow every lies, hook, line, and sinker. That was why the obedient was born. Don't forget, it was based on a lie. It's still based on a lie, and some people still swear by that obedient movement till today. So that is the reason why, for me, in as much as I don't see them as a threat, I'm talking of the coalition now, but then I don't want us to wish them away. Because in politics, anything can happen within 24 hours, especially in Nigeria, where we have certain people. If you are conversant with this social media, you will understand what I'm talking about here. Even some educated people will come and bring some kind of mundane argument, and you begin to wonder: do they have any brain in their head at all? Does it work? So it is for that reason that I don't want us to wish these people away. Yes, we don't have to give them oxygen, as you said, but then we don't have to wave, because if we wave them away, or if this government wave them away, we'll be making the greatest mistake of our lives, because in politics, anything, and I mean anything, don't forget, when Buhari came in 2000, let us just go back. We defeated PDP, yeah, on hands down. And at that time, I was waging with some of my friends that in 2 years' time, PDP will be history. But guess what happened? We frittered away the goodwill that brought Buhari to government. We frittered it away within 2 years. And that was what gave PDP the oxygen that they're still living till today. So it is for that reason that even though I don't see the coalition as a threat, but I don't think we should wish them away. That is my personal view. And I want that to be on record, that this government will be making the greatest mistake if the government or the party feels that they can just whip. Don't forget, there are some people from APC that has already joined them now. Those ones we know. But whether we like it or not, there are still some sleeping cells within the APC. And even this government, I dare say so now, who are sympathetic to these guys, but they are maybe for one reason or the other are not yet out. Those are the ones that the Yorubas will say, I don't know how to paraphrase that in English, but it is like when you have something that is messing up your flow, and that thing is right inside of you. You don't know whether it is the bone, the blood, or the water, but something is right inside of you messing about your system. You don't know what it is, and it's like a cancer, and that is what these people are. We have them, so that is one of the reasons why I said, even though we don't see them as a threat, I don't want us to wish them away. Let us watch them like a hawk. Like I think it's the former Ekiti State governor. I said we're going to watch them like bats. So thank you so very much. And on the electricity part of it, when you said you are disappointed, I think we need to give the president a bit of benefit of the doubt here, because I remembered as soon as he came into office, he signed into some kind of presidential order now, giving all the states in the federation the power to generate their own electricity. So the question we should be asking now is, what are the states doing about it? They have increased revenue coming on now. If he could try to do it with Enron in Lagos State, even though it was truncated by Obasanjo, why are states not taking up that? Because he has already signed that into law. So nobody will question any state now that wants to go and generate their own power. So I think we should, that argument now should be directed more at the states than the federal level. So I just thought I should put that out there. Thank you so very much. We have more hands up now. Thank you so very much, everybody, for being part of this program. We have my man, Professor Hakim Ibitunde Tijani. You have the floor now, sir, for 3 minutes. Can we please unmute Professor? We're gonna have you on this program one of these days, sir. Just mark my word. I'm gonna bring you on. Professor Hakim Ibikule Tijani, you have the floor now.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Adebola. I would like to thank those that have spoken. Well said. And I think this roundtable, we should be doing more of it as part of the advocacy. I will not spend 3 minutes because it is not enough, but I will yield my other minute, as they say on the floor of any assembly, to the other party member, the faithful ones. I want to rest my summation on the following: seven. For the first time, we have an effective utilization of history knowledge. If you are a historian, an effective historian like myself, with some 36, October 10, it will be 37. Knowledge of it, and then effective utilization of it, you'll see that this government is perhaps, and I'm using the perhaps, to preface it, the only government in the history of our nation that is conscious of it, not because they effectively want the implementation of history in the schools, that is the public schools, which is non-tertiary, below the tertiary institution, but also in terms of policy formulation, policy implementation. And that is critical to development. When you jettison your history, when you fail to understand what we call the pedagogical, biographical discourse, that is studying either Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Aminu Kano, the Tijani, the Adebola, the former chairman of this, whatever, you are doomed to fail. Why? Because when you understand and you utilize the SWOT that my brother mentioned, then you can prognosticate into fulfilling your mission. So number one is the effective utilization of history knowledge. Number two, realist, not theorist. This government is realistic. It is not about theory. It is not about concept, but effective execution, utilization. And that is what I've seen in the education sector that I've been into, in the economy that I'm learning, I continue to learn, in other sectors of the nation since the last 2 years. And that is what the DOMS for PBAT in the US and Nigeria are currently doing to propagate. Number 3 is sustainable advocacy. We must continue to advocate. I love it when somebody said, no, don't preach about the opposition. Why are you drumming their drums, beating their drums? Why not be creative, innovative out of their foolishness? And I mean that. They are not, IDPs as described, but they are internally deranged political group. When you say displays, you are just being kind in words. Number 4, effective use of technology by all of us. We all have our smartphones. We have our, all the gadgets we can use. How many times have we individually, collectively, bring up good news? It's not going to be rosy, it's challenging, but say more to advocate for what you believe. As they say in Baltimore, city of Baltimore, Maryland, they say, believe it. That is their motto. So if you don't believe it, don't say nothing about it. So please use the technology that we have effectively on all our platforms, on all our associations, wherever we find ourselves. There should be more. The next one is more formal and informal education. In NUC, we've done quite a lot, colleagues. We have from BMAS to CMAS, and I won't go into the nomenclature, but I will believe I'll have opportunity to explain that at another time. But what is important is the pedagogy. Part of the skills that we have to give to the teachers at the primary school, the secondary school, the universities, the polytechnics, the College of Education, etc., and the institute, is to retool our teachers, retool the professors, give them information and be good teachers so that they are teaching not just theories and concepts, but something that will be, validated, for instance, by this administration, okay? So the other one is selfless service. I want us to begin to embrace we the people, not I. We the people, not I. I'm saying it with emphasis. It is not I, but we. It is the we that led some of us to return to Nigeria for good 10 years for going dollar salary. But you will face challenges. You will be mobbed. You will be asked, you will be called Americana. You will be called Britico or New Zealander or German. They forget that you are a Nigerian because they see you as a threat. But you must remain what? Faithful, resilient. And that is the last one. You must remain, your faith must be stronger. Your resiliency must be stronger. When you believe in we the people, and then you can go and serve it. Even without formal, appointment, you continue to. Personally, I continue to be a visiting professor. I just taught 5 o'clock to about for 3 hours. Use the technology, make myself available. We can do it in our various sectors, in our various professions, and the Lord will bless us. We continue to be with us. Thank you, Ambassador Adebola. I thank all of you for being here. Let us project the image of goodwill, good information, and when we see things that are a little bit not up to par, we can share it on this forum, and then we can pass it on to leaders like Ambassador Adebola, and they will pass it on to our leaders Thank you very much. The Lord bless you.
Thank you so very much for that input. I think it's very detailed, and I think we've learned a thing or two about it. Especially you taking us down the educational route and stuff, and historical route as well. Thank you so very much for that, and God bless you. We've got from Russia, um, Engineer Olabode Jones Ajimijere. Let's please unmute Engineer Olabode Jones Ajimijere from Russia, please.
Good evening, sirs.
Yeah, good evening.
My leader host, I greet everyone's thank for the time given to me. I want to also add my voice to all the contributors that makes 1 or 2 cents on the way out. First, I want to appreciate the government that they have done enough. They've done enough by implementation. To be serious, if you look deep to every implementation they have put so far, they are okay. But my concern is this. I always say from the beginning, because everybody have its own system. I'm a boy that traveled to Nigeria every time. I'm still inside the masses. I've never had my car or have my own bigger level to travel up and down. I travel from Ondo to Abuja every time I go to Nigeria through the land, not this thing. I travel from Ondo to Ibadan nearly every 3 times a month if I'm in Nigeria, which I have a good experience. I want to say, first, the team we are talking about, the government are doing enough to implement some certain things that we know that is more or less like want. What the government is doing right now is want to Nigeria. It's a better life, a better future for all Nigeria if they can achieve it. But what we are talking about, for the party to be able to face their opposition, their criticisms, we're supposed to focus on a little bit need of the masses, because the masses are in the down. Some of them are like, I've looked deeply to Nigeria of today are very lazy. They don't want to work hard to get anything. They need free money. On this case, they have lost out on where to control things. They're supposed to take care of themselves, depend on people to bring it in. The other side, I only talk about commodity control. This has been a strong challenges against the government by the ordinary Nigeria, mid-class businessmen in Nigeria. They take advantage of the government based they don't come to control market to know how the masses is feeling. Some people I met some 3 years ago, 2 years ago, before the president coming. I met a lady in my place. He have just only 1 store. Between 1 year, he have 3 store in that same place, just between 1 year. And if you get there, if you want to sell anything for you, we blame the president first, and you will double the market instantly when it's blaming the government. Why it take advantage of the masses and take advantage of the government? Because there's no commodity control. Seriously, we should look the opposition as a threat, because the people that will vote most, they are the masses. And what are they ringing on the masses' understanding is that the government on power doesn't think about you. How many times do you eat a day now? It's difficult. So those people will forget their futures and deal with their present life. So in this case, I want to advise the government, if there's anybody that can take to them, they should call all their governors, reps, senators, to look how they can implement to touch the masses. If it is every month, once in a while, that can touch the masses. The governors are there. According to Mr. President, ask him, won't he do a commodity control, that is control the market? He told them he will not do that. But what he do is they will pump the enough market into the system so that everybody will have enough to buy and the market will come. But now the governors are not doing that. The allocation of the governor doubled by 2 times, but today the market remained the same. There's nothing to assist the state be able to touch the people. So I will advise the government should look to come into a party system and talk to all their members, the governor, the senate, the reps, even the local government. They want to seal them. The little, if it is 2 million, they want to be pumping into the market to bring more food into the market for the masses to get something to eat. If anyone that have his needs will be able to wait for the want tomorrow to come. He will be able to survive, to buy, to live, to buy load. Some people want to go to school. Yeah, they give them a free education if you can pass the exam. Some people do not even qualify by what they have to be able to cross to where they can write exam to pass exam for university. Because you have to go and write your prelim to pass exam for JAM and the rest. Some people don't even have the money. Why? Because there's the rate of poverty is a little bit high because no one wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to contribute because they have relies on free money. So I want the party and this thing not to say the opposition. When you look at the Honorable Minister Rotimi Amechi, he said something. Are we talking about implementation or we are talking about Nigeria? Nigeria are hungry. And that is the word the masses want to hear. We are hungry. We are hungry. They don't want to look at your implementation. Yes, some people, we may not preach enough the implementation, but that word first, we should be able to touch the ordinary people so that the government will have a way of preaching the tomorrow to them. When today have been taken care of, tomorrow will be able to be, they will listen to tomorrow. So we need where they can have, if they cannot control the market like the Mr. President say, they should pump in markets so that people can have their 1,000 to buy food to eat. So that is the area I want to contribute on my own aspect, that we should not say the party, they are not going to, they have only one weapon, that the country is hungry. The country is hungry. But we know the government are doing enough for tomorrow. But the present today, they are lack. Those people, the masses are worried. Like if you are passing through transport and the rest, you may not be able to make sure you are APC member or you are siding the party if you are not strong enough to fight. If you eventually make this, some people can easily wound you, nothing will happen. So that is the level of the hunger in them, and it has increased their angers. So that is where I want to stop. Time for the program every day. We'll continue, we'll do our best to support. No matter the insult, if we open our phone today, insult upon insult, people that not feed us, does not know how we survive, but then come directly to attack you because you are doing what you believe on. Yeah. So that is it. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks all the honorable colleagues, everybody all over the world.
Thank you, Engineer Olabode Jones. I think I like the idea of you asking the government to deal with the basics, because it is that basics that I alluded to it in my earlier statement where I said in fact I was referring to Amechi when I was talking about somebody who served 26 years in government. All of a sudden now he's now saying he's hungry because he's just pandering to the yearnings of the man on the street, because he knows that it's a part of people hunger in the land, and he's just trying to use that. It's not as if he has any solution to that, because, like I said, for 26 years he was in government. What did he do? He was a speaker for 8 years, and he was a governor for 8 years.
A minister for 8 years.
Yeah, he served as aide and all that. And even at the occasion where he was talking about hunger, it was a multi-million event that he was hosting. So I'm struggling to find the right English word to describe that now, but let's not go there. Thank you so very much for that input. I'm sure those who are close to the president who are on this program will be taking note of that, and I'm taking notes too, because in every program we do here, we write our reports and we send it over, so we will let them know, and even the video itself will be shown to them. So because this is what this program is all about, because I like the fact that it's not about just singing the government, because it's like I said at the opening speech, they have some shortcomings that is glaring to us. We need to bring that out. But for me, what I don't like is people just criticizing for criticizing sake. If you want to criticize me and you want me to listen to you, come up with a corresponding solution. Because for me, I believe that for you to know that something is wrong, you must know that which is right. So if you're going to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong, you must balance your criticism with what you think is right I should do, which is what you've just done now. Thank you so very much. I like that balancing act that you did there, and I hope it will be taken on board by the government. I think, if I may just think back a little bit now, I think the president did a bit of that last year, which was the reason why the prices of food items started coming down, because he relaxed the import license on certain items. That was why, because a bag of rice that was selling for 110,000 is now about maybe 55, 60 now, hovering around 50, 60. I think he needs to do more in that area, which is exactly what you just said now. I think he needs to do more around that area. Bring it down completely so that nobody will have monopoly of the market anymore, which was, I believe, what was happening as soon as he came into government, because some people just wanted to make sure that he doesn't succeed, and they have money to buy up all the stocks and stock. Don't forget, if you remember when this price was coming down, a couple of people, especially in the north, were crying that all their stocks now is being wasted, blah, blah, blah. They are selling at a loss and all that. Who cares? Because they are the ones who are hoarding this stuff in order for them to be able to sell at high price, so that they will begin to tell the whole world that the country is living in hunger and all that. So thank you so very much, sir. I really appreciate the way you did the balancing act there. Thank you so much. So let me go back straight to the floor now. We've got Brother Ralph Okay. Brother Ralph Okay, you have the floor now. Let's unmute him, please. Brother Ralph Okay, you have the floor. 3 minutes. Please tell us where you're calling from as soon as you have the floor.
I'm calling from UK.
Thank you.
I'm from Delta State. That's my state of origin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Mine is a bit of the political situation. Of course, we know that these elements are trying to take advantage of the effect of the long-term policy that has been put in place. So they are trying to take advantage of it to incite the masses and to use that as a weapon to get people on their side.
Mm.
But for me, I think APC as a party right now has the number. Because in as much as we know right now, the people are not really buying into these people based on their personalities, except for maybe P2B among some people. Other people in that coalition, sure, the citizens are not buying to them. But I think there is need for the government to, especially the APC states, to do more at this time, because it's a matter of shutting them down.
Yes.
What I mean shutting them down, not necessarily like you're fighting, using physical fight, but
yeah,
what are the commissioners for informations in these states, what are they doing to promote the image of the government? The ministries and the agencies of orientation in these states, APC, as it is now, APC has more than, if I'm not mistaken, 23 states in the bag. What are they doing to promote the image of the government? I know it's not easy task, especially with the circumstance, but what are they doing? It's very important. Then my other contribution has to do with the need to really work on somebody like Onyesom Wike. I know he's a performing minister, but in communication, it's important how somebody that carries himself as the star boy or the page boy, how he sends message across, how he does his things. Because I also know that even some of these people that are cross-carpeting to APC, especially, let me use Delta State for instance, they still will want a situation where somebody like, many of them will want a situation where somebody like Onyesom Wike will go down. And we may not totally pledge for the followers of all these governors. You know, they may have their own agenda.
Yeah.
So we really need the party, and especially those around the president, really need to watch some of these things and also have a way of will I use the word controlling, or maybe have a way of getting somewhere like Onyesomuke to actually tone down. When I mean tone down, doesn't mean you don't showcase yourself or showcase your works or exploit. That doesn't mean that you can't defend yourself or speak truth that has to do with people that are coming against you. But then his personality is trying to kind of put a lot of enemies across. So there is need for, so that it won't be like he's the one, more like he's the only person, you know, doing the talk. And sometimes he's actually talking amiss sometimes. So that is just my take on the politics. So there is need for this, for the government, the federal government, especially the stakeholders, to work on this, the states, the local government of the APC, to actually do the needful when it comes to information dissemination, the orientation, and some of all these things. They should do it. They should come out to speak. Let there be more voices.
Yeah.
You know, let there be more voices. You can't tell me that in states like a state like Kaduna, by this time, we should have more people in the S handle shutting down somebody like El-Rufai. We should have many of them available. We should have more people in a state like Benue shutting down somebody like the David Mark. We should have more people in just like one wiki, of course, is also doing in Rivers, but I think there's a better strategy to that. You know, we should have more people across the states doing the talk all the time. You know, the foot soldiers coming out to speak, to defend the policies, to defend the government. That is what the government needs at this time. If you this is just my little contribution to the conference. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so very much, Brother Ralph. Okay, I like the new angle that you brought to this issue. Now, I think it was one of the things that we were accusing President Buhari of. For those of us who have been following our journey here, because most of the appointees of the government were too docile, too. I'm trying not to use some derogatory words here now. And even when we pointed it out to them on this program, I remembered one of the advisors to the president at the time was saying to us, even we, when we were in opposition, we were doing the same thing. But that was his response to us when we said, look, you guys are not doing enough, because we saw how PDP was paying people on social media to rubbish the government of the day. And our government is not the only people fighting for them are people like you and me, who are outside the government, who are doing what we're doing just because we have the love of the country at heart, and we don't want people to continue to rubbish our country. We are the ones doing all the talking for them. It has improved under this government, but like you said, there's room for improvement. Huge space for improvement. And I think this video will be sent out to them, and I'm sure something drastic will be done about it. And don't forget, even the president himself kind of understands this part of the thing that we're talking about here now. That's why he has a couple more press guys as his aides now at the moment. So, and we've seen what Honorable Buala is doing, even using some unconventional means to disseminate information as to the policies of this government. Those are the kind of things that, like you said, we need to see across the states, not just at the federal level, because the federal will be federal, but the states, because they say politics is local. So if you want real information dissemination, it has to permeate straight to the grassroots, and no better way to do that than to get your commissioners of information and the rest of them to to be doing all of these things. So thank you so very much for. I like the angle that you brought into the thing. Before we move on, I just want to give us some more posers because I was meant to do it at the beginning, which but I got carried away somehow. I got some posers for us today so that the people who's got their hands up may perhaps put this into their view. One of the posers is that the personalities in the coalition, are they the real leaders? Are they real leaders or recycled failures? That's poster number one. Their recent cry for a one-party state, is it a statement of fact or a figment of their imagination born out of their inordinate ambition to return to power by fanning embers of hatred towards the renewed Hope administration? That is the second poser. The third poser is, do they have the cohesion and vision to offer a serious alternative to the current administration? Because that, for me, is the key. Because it is one thing for you to be having a coalition, but the issue is, do you even have what it takes to give us an alternative to what we have on ground now? Because if that is not the issue, then what's the point of the coalition? And is their agenda, that is, if they have any at all, is the agenda rooted in any credible program? I think somebody asked that question earlier. Maybe Honorable Felix Ajayi or somebody asked that question earlier. And those are the posers that I really want us to put in mind today. Again, like I said earlier on, I think it is important to advise the government not to wave these people off. This coalition, it is important that we don't wave them off. We're not going to give them oxygen. We're not going to give them press coverage. But at least don't let us wave them off, because as the saying goes, 24 hours is a long time. It's a long time in politics. This government needs to keep an eye on the personalities in the coalition and to devise ways to counter their every move. I think somebody said that too earlier on for obvious reasons. Some Nigerians can be very gullible and swallow their lies hook, line, and sinker. The obedient movement is a case study in my mind. Thank you so very much. I just thought I should put that out before going back to the floor. I think I've got Adaize Blessing. Adaize Blessing, you have the floor now. Being the first lady, I think I'll give you 5 minutes. If you can give us more. Being the first lady, let's. I think that's Adaize. That's female, right?
Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, madam.
Yes. Yeah, my name is Adaize Blessing.
Okay.
I live in Lagos, but I'm from Ebonyi State.
Thank you very much.
I want to appreciate the convener of this.
And welcome for being the first female to talk to us today. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I want to appreciate everyone here.
Thank you.
I say God bless us all.
Amen.
Since the administration came, I would say I've seen a great improvement in governance. But really, I want to throw more light on a student loan. Student loan, I would look at it and I said I want to really I would like to talk to the committee or the office that is involved, that is heading the program.
Yeah.
I would say they should put more transparency by publishing the names of the students. I will say the beneficiaries of the loan and the students they attend, the school they attend in all states. Some people looked at it and they've asked me a lot of questions. They said, this student's loan, are you sure it's real? We've not really seen anybody that have benefited. Maybe it's the people you know and all that. And I said, if the committee or the department heading it, if they can publish the names of the beneficiaries, when they publish it, they will publish their school. Then people can look at it. People can go there and they may look at it, or they put it on social media. They will know that is real. And again, for better transparency and accountability. So that is the main thing, my main where I'm looking at. So I urge the government to do something about it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so very much. I like the way you bring that. But if I remember, I think a while back there was a list of beneficiaries. I'm not sure whether it is the institutions or the individuals, but there was a list that came out where I think certain people were raising eyebrows that it's more skewed towards the north. I remember that was, yeah.
Sir, I've not seen, and that's why I can't answer the question that that people has been asking me.
Yeah.
I can't answer the question because I can't say what I don't know.
It's true.
I've heard about student loan, but who and who have they given the loan?
Okay.
So that's why I said for better accountability and the transparency, it should be public.
Yeah, I think that's a valid. Yeah, it's a valid question you just asked. Yeah.
Yes, and they will believe that the president is really doing well. So that is just my own suggestion.
Yeah, we'll push that forward. But like I said, there was a list earlier on that brought a lot of argument because some people were of the opinion that it was meant to favor the North. But then the argument was that the North seemed to have galvanized their own people to apply for the loan, while certain people in the South were kind of skeptical about it. So I don't know, but we'll push that on. We'll pass that on, and whatever. I'm sure the government will act on it, because it's like you said, there has to be transparency in this thing, or else people will think it's just the same old, and we don't want that this time around. Thank you so very much, madam. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Who next? Obasa Olalekan. Obasa Olalekan, you have the floor now. You have 3 minutes. Let's know where you're calling from, please. Can we please unmute Obasa Ola? Please let me know if I pronounce your name properly, the first name.
Obasan Olalekan.
Obasan. Okay, thank you. Obasan. Yeah.
Good evening.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm calling from Lagos.
Thank you.
Originally, I'm from Ogun State.
Good.
I've actually listened to what Professor Akin and Engineer Labode actually say, and I think their opinion is very, very intact, because what we are facing presently in the country is not the fault is not from the president. The president is actually laying a very good foundation for the future, and is trying to make sure that the states and the local government, the common people in the society actually feel what he's doing in a positive way. But state government are not helping the matter. And Nigeria, we don't actually look down to maybe state or federal. If things are not going on well, everybody look at the top. I think that is where we are having challenges. And regarding to the coalition, I don't see them as people that have what it takes to disturb President Bola Ahmed Tinubu election. Because looking at them, they are old people coming together to steal the government and destroy our future again. And the president is giving us a future that even our children will be proud of. It's not going to be an easy thing from inception. We just spent 2 years. We have another 2 years. And even that 2 years, the next 2 years will not be enough for him. But we just need to be patient and understand that this is the right man that is doing the right thing. Imagine if Asiwaju had been in power, let's say like 8 years ago, Nigeria will not be where we are today.
Yeah.
So we have people like Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, El-Rufai and the likes. They've been in power years back. Let them go and settle down, stay with their business. I'm sure Nigeria want to see them running their own private, businesses and see how they can succeed that. These people are just looking for an avenue to gain power and just, mess up our future. We can't allow that. Majority of the obedient, I can tell you today, those that I know are praising the president. And they are in line that, oh, this man is actually doing the right thing. Some of them are like, they don't even believe that this current president can actually do or achieve what he has achieved so far. So nobody is looking at their part. They are just trying to look for a way to hijack the power at all costs. We are ready. We are the youth. And we will never allow such to happen. And aside from that, I think we also need to look at some parts which, many people might not actually be looking at, because of what you have been saying, that we should not neglect them, no matter what. We should not just overlook that they cannot actually do anything. The appointee of the government, we need to checkmate them from time to time. Some of them are not actually moving alongside with the agenda, with the Renew Hope agenda of the Mr. President. We need to checkmate all the head of agencies. Are they in or are they out? Are they working for the government or they are working against the government? All these people are, we actually need to be checking them from time to time. So with this, I strongly believe that 2027 is already a pass mark for Mr. President. Nothing is stopping that. Thank you very much. This is where I will.
Thank you so much. I really like the youthful angle you brought to this, because it shows that you have your ears to the ground and you know how the youth are feeling. Like I said earlier on, I think I agree with you, even though you are the ones agreeing with me now, which is a good thing, that we, even in as much as we know they are paperweight politicians and people whose antecedents stinks to high heavens, because we've seen them at their best and at their worst, and we know that they bought no good for the country. But then, given the propensity for some average Nigerians to buy into their lies and take it hook, line, and sinker, that is why I said we mustn't wave them off. And I think this government will be doing itself a disservice if they toe that line. Whether they are paperweight or no paperweight, the important thing is they are now trying to fan some kind of ember of hatred towards this government. That was why they started with the Ebim power, if you remember, last year or so. Now it is one party state. Even though when Obasanjo was there, PDP had 30 states. Nobody spoke about one party state then. This government does not have 30 states, and yet people are talking of a one party state. Again, it's just, I think that is their strategy, because they know that certain Nigerians don't check facts. They don't. Some Nigerians believe in social media tattoo. They don't check their facts. They don't see anything and they just run with it. And that is what they are playing at. And that is why I said we don't have to wave them off. Let's not necessarily take them serious, but don't wave them off either. Let's devise a way to checkmate them. Like I think somebody said that earlier on, to checkmate them, including, like I said earlier on, because I believe, I don't have my facts yet, but given the antecedent of politicians, there just might be some sleeping cells even within the government now, who, though they haven't come out, because those who are, because I saw a couple of hardcore APC members, even our former chairman is in the coalition now. Oyegun is in the coalition now. That shocked me. Even though I dare say that he did more damage to the party when he was inside. So I would say it's better for him to be there, because even the issue in the UK here, he was the one who started it. I make bold to say that. Quote me anywhere. So him going there now for me is a good thing. But then my fear is we still have some sleeping cells within the party and within the government who seem to be in cahoot with these people, and who may be sitting pretty within the establishment and working to sabotage. Because even before now, we all know that there's some sabotage going on in the government, So with this now, this has now thrown another angle to it. So that's why I said the government must be very watchful. The enemy within is worse than the enemy without. So that's all I'm just going to say about that. Thank you so very much, Obasan Olalekan, for your take on that. It is very much appreciated. Let me go back to Ojong. Did I pronounce that right, sir? Oyonga Ojong. You have the floor now. You've got 3 minutes. Can we please unmute him, please? Ojong, Oyonga, Ojong, you have the floor now.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. If you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. Go on.
Oh, okay. Fine and good. I'm Ojong Oyonga Ojong. I'm calling from Cross River State, and I'm presiding in Ecom local government. Yeah. For what Mr. President is doing, we really appreciate. He has turned around a lot of policies in the country, more especially the tax that he reviewed to change a lot of things. Now, one thing that he has never done well is on private sector. You see, let us make a benchmark of 100%. The civil servant between the state and the local government, they are not up to 50%. And then the remaining percent goes to private sector. But the private sector choose to enslave workers by many pay a little. So the next thing people point out is Tinubu government is bad. That is what the entire private sector said. If a private sector worker is earning 100,000 or 150,000 naira as the minimum wage, tell me how Tinubu will not. The collation is not a problem. The entire Nigeria will say, the people that are into private sector are more than the politician we are having. So I just want him, I was looking like, I don't know, he has never made a reform on private sector. What party contracts should reduce? If Mr. Tinubu can do that, man, from Lagos to all the entire state, he's going to have the entire vote. Why won't they give him? That is what we are looking at. The politicians who are into powers are enriching themselves with the high pension and every other thing. But the private sector, if you are into third-party contract, you work any day you leave, that is the last money you collected, that is where you are going with. So if Mr. President can just straighten that place for us, please, anybody that is close to him, let them iron that situation. And because I had to be interacting with a lot of private sector guys, they tell me this is their challenge. And the coalition is not, who is there among the coalition that has a physical structure business? It's only P2B that is paying people that render service for him. So out of them, none. That is where I'm hammering that private sector. Out of that 100%, we have about 80% private sector in Nigeria, which they have not been paid well. Another thing will be given to him. Then another one, he just of recent, he commissioned tractors. I was like, what should this tractor? I said, and I asked a question, where are these tractors going to? Do they even share it geopolitical zone? Or do they share it? At the end of the day, you see it to one of the senators will just park them in his house compound, parking tractors. And we are talking about the food scarcity. So what are we using them for? Deplete this thing down to the local government. Any local government you deplete, let there be transparent. This coalition, I've been looking at all those coalition, those people we are seeing. It's just, for example, what happened in River State, making they had to make the same coalition to change to another party to dismantle Wike's structure, but it didn't work. Unfortunately, that is what they brought now to the national to make another formation to dismantle APC. It will not work if Mr. President is going to do his drawing board. So we expect that to drive. This hungry that people in Nigeria are crying hungry is there is no money in the pocket. And then how many people, and the people that are in personal business, running their personal business, that is the very, I like that what you said, that there are some small scale medium, they don't pay, you don't need to pay tax because there are huge politicians and other people who need to pay that tax. That is another thing he did that. In my place, people will say, okay, no problem. That is, he's coming up. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Before you go, this issue of private sector thing that you just mentioned now, it touches a roll now with me. Is it possible you put something on paper for me so that I can pass it on to the presidency? Because I think if, like you say, if that can be looked into, I think it will go a long way because like you said, the population of Nigerians in private sector is very large. So if those can be looked after, I think it will go a long way in ensuring, because if we were talking about poverty alleviation, those are the areas that I think we need to look at to ensure that people who are on low pay are at least, if nothing else, at least let them to be earning normal wages. I think it's called living wage, for them to be able to put their heads above the parapet. So please, just something that we have an email address on the chat room. Please go there with your name, your email address, and everything, so that if I send it over to the presidency, they'll be able to respond to you directly regarding that. Not just jot down exactly what you want to see done, because there has to be a prayer to whatever it is you're talking about. You talk about the problem and you talk about the prayer. The prayer means what you like the federal government to do to remedy the situation. So please put something in paper, and we'll pass it on. Thank you. So you were talking about something. You closed with something I wanted to talk about. Just gone off my head now, but if I remember, I'll come back to it. Thank you so very much. I think we have I know this is my guy too. Adebola Rabiu. Honorable Adebola Rabiu, you have the floor now. We met in Abuja last time, didn't we? Let's unmute Honorable Adebola Rabiu. Honorable Adebola Rabiu, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. Yes, we met in Abuja. Okay. Thank you so much. And you are doing a great job. Well done, sir. And good evening to our listeners. Let me start with this. To be honest with you, this coalition or another one, to me, has Monte Everest to climb to defeat Asiwaju in 2027. There are a lot of political factors that work for Asiwaju, but that's for another forum. I don't want to waste time. I have only 3 minutes. My concern is the legacy of Asiwaju himself. His legacy. Will he be remembered like someone like Awolowo? Because that touches the nook and cranny of the region he presided upon. It touches life. Someone like me would never have gone to school if not for Awolowo policy. That is my worry. So number one, the government has to do more to the people at the grassroots. They are the real voters. They are the ones that can kill or make a government, not the elites. Elites somehow will manage, but the masses are the ones that are at most risk for any policy changes that take long times to work. Well, maybe other forum we'll talk about that, but let me quickly mention this. For instance, imagine this policy of this 9 post being made into a bank. I'm based in South Africa. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Based in South Africa. So it has been on the pipeline for a long time. Make every branches of our post offices as a banking, if for saving. I mean, it's closer to do rebanking. That's one. The other thing we proposed then was that the Bank of Agric should be a rebank, whereby if they can be empowered, that the law can be looked at, that they could accept deposit. They are closer to people, and we can put each one in every local government. It will what we call financial inclusivity. It will touches people's life right at the grassroots there. But like I said, another forum will talk about what I want to be done. Number two, my biggest thing is on hyping the government successes. A lot it's not being hyped enough. We've been complaining. I've written to NOA, Larry Onilu. We've talked to the media aid. They are not just doing enough. Remember, Mamsa, if you're a director well. If you're a general, all this kind of a thing, it's missing here. It's missing. During IPB, we have People's Bank, Taishulani, we remember. You have the FRSC, Koyinka. We have, even look at the parties, all these two, I live to the left, live to the right. It keep people talking every moment. A military guy for goodness sake. So about this government appointed that we have, they are not marketing this government or its program enough. Some, maybe, they are not working for, some are working for Asiwaju, some are working for themselves. I don't want to mention names now. Many of them are thinking, what after Asiwaju? So about their own legacy, except for Wike and Eumahi. and Bumi Ojo at the beginning, whatever they are doing is about Ashwaji is doing this, is doing that. It's not happening again now. Like, how many ministers do we know now that are selling Ashwaji? How many can we count? You can count them on their fingertips. Look at the Nel Fund Mr. Felix mentioned initially. If I am the DG of Nel Fund, I will not stay a day in Abuja. I will be going across the countries and be appearing in the news saying Tinubu is doing this, Tinubu is doing this, Tinubu is doing this. It's not happening. A lot of billions is going to them, but it's not. Let me be honest with you. I visit Nigeria a lot. I was at OAU and I was disappointed. I talked to more than 20 students. None of them have an idea. They say it's a loan. How do we pay back? They have no idea about this Nel Fund thing. It's something we have to hype to win people's side. Look, it's happening. So let that DG get out of Abuja. He has the NTA, he has the FRC, and Radio Nigeria behind him. Let him be touring. Imagine he go to University of Abuja, for instance, and meet with student union. Let's do, we call it sham offensive. Let's start doing that. And our universities are not helping this at all in the Southwest. Not at all. We've proposed to the vice chancellors, create a desk in the student union building and in the student of affairs to a student to apply for this funding. The money is coming to you. It's not happening. In fact, I'm afraid to say this, they are sabotaging the effort. I'm a lecturer. Many of my colleagues are saying, no, it's about salary. Who cares about students? So we have to go out and do more of this. The last thing, not to waste time, is to talk about what needs to be done. If we can improve power supply, Nigerians, and Nigeria will remember, that's why your name will become a legend. It's not rocket science. There are too many. There are too many wrong round peg in square holes. And there's some area we need technical expertise. I mean, I was leading NOTAP, the National Office for Technology Acquisition. The DG is a lawyer. You look at Standard Organization of Nigeria, the DG is an accountant. FCCP is a lawyer. I'm not saying they are not, but these are the things that need technical expertise. So we need to look at power generations. If we have to create maybe per each zone and then take one city and then do that. I know for the band A is better, but the masses are not on band A. So we have to do more. Another thing again, to get more money for the government, let's exploit bitumen. If there are Canadians on this platform now, they will tell you, Canada is producing about 4 million barrels of crude oil per day from bitumen. We have it in Ondo State and Ogun State. Agago tried then, they stopped it. With bitumen, we can easily increase our crude production to about 3 million barrels per day within 1 year. And then there will be enough crude to give to Dangote and the modular refineries, and there will be enough crude now to export to hand forests. Thanks so much for the opportunity, and I think the people that have the ear to the Ashwaju are listening. Thanks so much, and God bless you, sir.
Thank you so very much for that, because you crammed so many things, so many ideas into your 3 minutes, and I love that. Thank you so very much. Our professor is back again, Professor Hakeem Ibikule. You have the floor now. We have only 11 minutes to go now.
Yes, I'm going to be
Hakeem Ibikule,
very.
you have the floor now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to speak to the Nel Fund, and I love the question asked by that lady from England.
Yeah.
But more importantly, my colleague, because he said he's a lecturer, what he said about Nel Fund, I so much love it. We cannot stop the advocacy about Nel Fund. Our time was bursary, Brickfield Road, Lagos State bursary.
Yeah.
I'm a living beneficiary. But for Nel Fund, you see, I currently sponsor about 4 students, 2 private, 2 public, Lagos, Oshun. And when I saw Nel Fund, I said, hallelujah, thank you, Mr. President. And I was shocked that my beneficiaries have no clue. I have to walk them through that I cannot continue paying your school fee because you have this opportunity that was not available to us. Today, I can show you evidence that they are beneficiaries. It's about informal education to educate them. And then we do a lot. Before I returned from Abuja about 3 weeks ago, as you know, Ambassador, it was a major advocacy at the largest in terms of student population, and I believe the second to largest, both National Open University of Nigeria and University of Abuja, Yakubu Gowon University, that I talked about this NEL fund. People do not know. That is why the dorms, the teachers, must do beyond my pocket. It is about we, the people, not I. So Nelford is working. The woman in London should tell those that she is sponsoring to go to their website, go to their student affairs, and seek information and complete the forms and then show evidence. Because if they are relying on you and you're sending through TED fund, NEL fund or all this app, you're sending money back to them, they just will rest and believe that, I have an auntie, I have an uncle, I have a brother in London, in Germany, in US. So NEL fund is working. When it comes to implementation, execution, I will not speak about whoever is in charge for better reason, but I think we can all make it work like other agencies. There is that future, and I just want to chip in that. Again, thank you for allowing me, sir. God bless you.
Thank you so very much. Now we have 2 hands up, and I'm afraid after those 2 hands, we're not going to take any more hands. Now I've got Jamiu Aziz and I've got Engineer Bola Babanide. So those are the 2 people that will permit to speak now. After that, we'll draw the curtains. So Honorable Jamiu Aziz, you have the floor now. Let's unmute Honorable Jamiu Aziz, please.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Good evening. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
I am Engineer Jamiu Aziz. I'm not yet an honorable. Maybe you will give me ticket before this, sir. So it's good. I actually asked for mine. Kudos to UK, the new UK team. God bless you for what you are doing for our dear president.
Thank you.
Right. So what prompted my asking for Mike is what I had it's over the time here. And it's about the president declaring he's not going to take salary and all that. I think what we need to do is to be tuning down that kind of voices, because we are like mirroring what the enemies of government are paying attention to. Because we know all those things is not so much. I'm sorry, but the point is this: let us get all the ministers of Mr. President to be replicating what some ministers are doing in media visibility. Minister Nation Wike, Minister, what is his name? Engineer Debunking, and Minister of Aviation too. They are very, very visible in the media. But we have a Minister of Interior too, very visible in the media. But we have a whole lot of nothing less than 30 ministers. People do not even know their names. Not because they are not doing anything. I think they should not leave the communication of their strides on activities to the Minister of Information. They should be doing what Dele Alake is doing. He is very visible in the media. If all of them can do more of that, I think it's enough to show the ineptitude and the backwardness that these people who claim they are coaliting, who are actually colluding to set our country back. I'm a live witness to Nelfon. My 3 minutes were not sufficient for me I benefited from Nelfon through one of my children. So, but my 3 minutes were not sufficient to expatiate on that. But I have a very short anecdote about it. My daughter is in part 3. I have to force myself to convince her to go and take. And the reason why I take is not because I cannot afford really, but the bills are coming together with her sister, who is in the state university with like 3/4 of our own school fees. I said, if you take your own from Nelfon, I will be a bit relieved. And mind you, I will be the one paying. It took me like a 3 week or 4 weeks to convince my daughter to take. So my astonishment, when she eventually applied, within 2 weeks, she got Nelfon paid to UI, University of Ibadan.
Beautiful.
I didn't have to use my political contacts. I didn't have to drop my name anywhere. My daughter filled her form on her phone. Within 2 weeks, she called me. She discovered that they just saw the status that they paid their school fees. So University of Ibadan. So that's one I think Dr. Soya has done more media coverage, but we see how the cynicism in Nigerians. General audio says audio is just nice. So if more of the ministers of government, they can enforce, they can create part of their budget or their sacrifice of their own personal earning to do more of media penetration. I think that is what we need, though. We have so much to talk about Bola Tinubu's administration and achievements, but we need more of media presence. Let's drone the media space. Let them build the thing of the media space so that all the negative voices, saying, are going to be drawn and suppressed. I think that is what we need. So all these Mr. President should not collect salary, should not do things. Who tells you he's collecting salary already? Because the official salary he collects is insignificant. So if he doesn't collect salary, he doesn't move a needle in government expenditure or government doings. That's the truth. If he does not buy a car on government fund, he doesn't move a needle in government expenditures. So we may not have to talk about that. If Nigerian still doesn't collect salary, does the salary translate to even 1,000 of federal government employees? Of course, no. I'm sorry, I'm on the street because you give me the opportunity. If you can hear the background noise, but I have to just share my little thoughts. So we need all the ministers of Mr. President. Please let them make it a primary assignment to talk, to make noise, create activity. If they are launching, let them create activity in the media. Let people hear more so that all of them will be known. Some of us that are very interested in politics, I know more than 40 ministers' names. But many Nigerians do not know up to 10 because they are not present in the media. We get to know them because we are paying attention, because we are politically, influenced or noticed. That is exactly the reason why we know them. But if everybody knows Minister of Information, Minister of Aviation, Minister of Solid Minerals, Minister of Works, Minister of Housing, Minister of Aviation, all of them, if you know their name and you see the presence, their media presence, I think we know all these coalition and collaborators for evils. We know all of them. We just, at least, their deed is done and they are going to eat rock. We are sure of that. But we need to get Nigeria informed so that they will be the one throwing there and causing them themselves. Yeah. Because they can see the difference when they have the right information. If not for what Minister Wike said about Rotimi Amechi, nobody knew under President Buhari somebody could be collecting 48 billion naira in the month, in a year. A minister collecting the contract up to 48 billion naira from that government. 48 billion naira, that is more than the annual total allocation of Osun State when it was buoyant, when it was good. It's the information we need. We need the information to suppress all their noises.
And he's telling you he's hungry now.
And he's telling you he's hungry. President Buhari bailed out Osun State with 56 billion under Aregbesola. And in that same government, a minister of Buhari was he able to facilitate 48 billion naira to his own wife in contract. I think let this thing make sense. So if Nigerians have enough of these informations, they know their enemies from their friends.
Yes. Yeah.
They have more testimonials to say that Tinubu have done the unthinkable. He has added 1,800 megawatts of our energy stock, which is almost equal to what Nigeria was able to accumulate in 40 years in 2,000 megawatts.
Wow.
His work rate is accidentally enormous. Sure. So we have to say that. Let the ministers be talking more. I can see a whole sort of them doing a lot of work, but they are not talking about it. So let them talk. Let them be getting the feedback of Tagi say they are making too much of them. They make too much of noise. Nobody's going to blow their trumpet for them.
Yeah.
The Minister of Information cannot do it enough. He doesn't have the capacity to cover for all the ministry, about 40 of the ministry or thereabout. So please, we need the ministers to talk more. Talk, create activities. Let people know what you are doing. Let people know what you meant. Let people know the milestone you've achieved. Yeah. All the ministers have to become Minister of Information. Because it is time to talk. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you for that. I really enjoyed every second that you spoke there because you brought out so many things. Thank you. I'm not going to go into it. I'll do my own submission after the whole thing. Thank you. God bless you. So the last but not the least is Engineer Adebola from South Africa. You have the floor now, sir. Uh-oh. What happened there? Hello? I think the what's it called again now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you now. Yes, we can hear you. And about it, we can hear you now. Uh-oh. That's a shame. Okay. I think there must be some kind of issue with his connection there.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we're hearing you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm saying I'm on the highway. I may be having some interference, but let me quickly move on.
Okay.
Now, I have a few things I want to comment on. The first one is on our National Orientation Agency.
Okay.
You know, yes, we need to make noise about what the government is doing, and there is a department for that. And thank God the last speaker said it, that apart from apart from Ministry of Information, the department or ministry, they should also blow the trumpet. We know that. But we should redirect the way National Orientation Agency does their work, because they're not information dissemination departments. They are there for the reorientation, orientation of our people. We have a lot of problems in that place. You know, we have to go back to Buhari era, where we have to tell our people the right thing to do. I can't elaborate more on that, but I can put up a position paper on that and send to our chairman, Adebola. We need to do more on NOA. Then the next one is our people in government should be less extravagant. You know, because when you see the kind of convoy that follow our people and the kind of vehicle that follow, it doesn't show the reality on ground. And people are feeling that, and I'm close to the grassroots, and you know, once they get there, it's all the same. You know, our government should be so much. You know, a minister with about 15 vehicles, or, you know, why do we need that? And these are foreign vehicles. We don't even patronize local vehicles, locally manufactured vehicles. You know, but I can give kudos to Lagos. Lagos really patronizing GAC, this company owned by Chinese and Lagos State government. We should reduce the way we spend money. Then I also noticed something that, you see, when I was traveling today to Ibadan, I noticed that most of the vehicles on the road that are government officials, the numbers are covered, and they drive anyhow on the road. This is not military era. Even there was an accident, they caused accident before redeem. You know, they drive anyhow, but they cover their number. Nobody can snap or, you know, send something on social media to caution them, because they are allowed to cover their numbers. That thing they should look into that, you know. And also, I noticed also today that we disable our chat room. We disable the chat room today. I don't think we should be doing that, because
Hello? What's going on again? Lord. If you can hear me,
a lot of things, people may not want to talk and they want to be, which I don't think is reason before you disable our chunk. And this from experience, what I've experienced now, that we have some projects that we want to do for government, but they are asking us to go and partner with foreign companies, things that we can do on our own. And we are asked to go and partner with foreign companies. You know, we need to spend a lot of money on research and development if we can move, if we are ready and we are serious to move forward as a nation. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for your take there. But regarding the chat room, I've just copied some some comments there. I think it's I'm not sure what time you went on it. It's still live, because because I always copy and paste from it for me to get some more information, and people are still posting on it. So I don't know what time you went on it and found out that it wasn't closed. At no time did we close the chat room, because like I said, I've just copied and pasted from it now, and people are still commenting on it. Thank you so very much. I wasn't going to take any more, but I've got Dr. Michael Tomori online. I will just give you 2 minutes, sir, to have your say, then we'll close. 2 minutes, sir. 2 minutes. Thank you. Let's unmute Dr. Michael Tomori, please. And this is the last that will be taken today, please. I don't want to see any hands up, please. Dr. Michael Tomori, you have the floor now.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Thank you for what you have been doing.
Thank you.
May God continue to bless you. Actually, the chat room is not functional on my own phone too. But I also want us to face an area.
Okay.
In the achievement the military are making should be a point of campaign for us too. Just some minutes ago, I received a mail from my friend. You know, he signed an agreement with a Saudi Arabia company to produce drones in Nigeria that they will use to prosecute the war. So I've shared the thing on your WhatsApp platform.
Okay.
So we are achieving a lot in the military sector. Let us use that to also campaign too. Because those bloody people on the ADC are also using insecurity as a point of a campaign.
Yeah.
And we need to really combat that. Well done for what you are doing, sir. Thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you
Good
so
evening,
very much.
comrades. Offer.
Thank you so very much, sir. Regarding since you said it, you were saying the same thing now. I think I'll have to speak to our technical team now to look at what is going on there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a technical hitch. I don't know. But I've just copied what's been written there now, which I will be using as part of my thank you message for tomorrow. So thank you everybody for being part of this program. It's been 2 hours and 9 minutes solid discussion regarding our country, fatherland. It shows the passion that you guys have for the country to move forward, and I think there's a consensus here today now that this government is doing a lot, but there's room for improvement, and I think we will be passing that message on. I have a lot of takeaways here, but I'm not going to go into it now. I will leave it for tomorrow when I'm doing my thank you letter. But then I have 2 pieces of advice: one for the administration and one for Nigerians, given what is the political game that is playing out in the country at the moment. Now, the first advice will be to the Renewed Hope administration. My first advice to them will be to maintain the current trajectory of ensuring economic growth and infrastructural development. It's going good so far. Let us keep it up and let them keep it up for the benefit of Nigerians. The second advice is to devise a strong method of countering every move of the coalition. Those within the party and the government that has crossed over to the coalition, we know them, like I said earlier on. But I believe there are sleeping cells still lurking around the corridor of power who might be working for the opposition. We need to watch out for moles within and weed them out ASAP. That's my second advice for the Renewed Hope administration. The third advice is that let's be mindful of the fact that there are many disgruntled members out there. This has to be said because, like one of our speakers said earlier on, I too have my ears to the ground, and people talk to me every blessed day. Let the government be mindful of the fact that there are many disgruntled members out there who campaigned vigorously for the victory of APC in 2023, who are today sidelined and are watching those that spent years abusing us being rewarded with ministerial appointments. And since the appointment, they have been very docile. Somebody alluded to that earlier on. They are not doing anything to tell the whole world what this government is doing. It is people like you and me who are not part of the government that are doing that are the megaphone for the government, letting the people to know what this government is doing. Now, these disgruntled loyalists are still there supporting us. Thank you all for that, because despite the fact that they feel sidelined, they are still supporting, and that is why all of you are still coming to this program every week. And trust me, I do not take that for granted, and none of us take it for granted. We appreciate you all because that shows that despite being sidelined, you still have that passion for the country. Thank you so much for that. So my advice now is that this disgruntled loyalists are still there supporting us through thick and thin. 2027 is around the corner. Let's look after them. That's all I'm saying. Let the government look after these people. That's all we're saying. Because if those who are abusing us on social media every day could be appointed into government positions, I don't see the reason why those who, despite being sidelined, are still with us cannot be looked into. We are 2 years into the government now. I think if there's any time for us, for this government to review its reward strategy, I think it is now. So please let us, a couple of our members have said it on this program now, so I just thought I needed to give them that voice again. So that is why I'm bringing it up now. Again, for all of those who remains loyal despite being sidelined, thank you ever so much. And I pray every day that God continue to bless you all. So let us not wave off. This is my first advice now to the government. Let us not wave off the coalition. If they are inconsequential today, remember, 24 hours is a long time in politics. The tide can change at the drop of a hat. If we could defeat a giant PDP in government in 2015, we are not infallible.
Apologies. I guess your video is off, sir. Sorry.
My advice to Nigerians is this. One, let us remind ourselves that the mess being sorted out by President Tinubu today was caused by the same people who are now masquerading themselves as our Messiah. Second advice, they had the power and the wherewithal to do the needful to set our country on the path of progress and prosperity, but they reneged on it due to their selfish characters. We know who they are. You know who they are. My advice number 3 is, these people have been out of power for just 2 years, and they are now telling you they are hungry after spending 26 years in government. And we've just been told now that the wife of one of them was earning, was being given a contract of worth billions of naira for the 8 years he was a minister. And yet within 2 years, he's now telling you that he's hungry. Watch out for people like that. Number 4, those who truncated June 12th with an alleged threat to shoot the winner of the election, if sworn in, are now rebranding themselves as our savior. We need to watch out for those people as well. My advice number 5, those who told us they know the financiers of bandits and Boko Haram. I'm talking of the last Attorney General of the Federation. He's part of the coalition today. He came on national TV and told the whole world that he has the list of the financiers of Boko Haram. He told us that point blank. He is now part of the coalition now. Up to today, not a single person has been arrested. No one single financier has been arrested. No one single financier has been prosecuted. Yet today, he's wearing the toga of a savior. Savior my foot.
Yeah, apologies, Chief Host. I guess your video is off, sir.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's back on, sir.
I'm so sorry. But you heard everything I've been saying all along, right?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. So, where was I? Number 5 was the former Attorney General. I'm talking of Malami now. He can sue me if he likes. He told us he knew the financiers of Boko Haram and bandits. These people are still terrorizing the country. He did not, up to today, he has not arrested or prosecuted one person. But today, he's one of the coalition now trying to dress himself as one of our saviors. Nigerians, this is my number 6 advice. Shine your eyes. Don't let wolves in sheep's clothing pull the wool over your eyes again and take you back to Egypt. A word they say is enough for the wise. Number 7, this country, in my own view, is like a man diagnosed with cancer and needed to undergo surgery. This procedure is the only way to relieve him of the ailment, but it comes with temporary discomfort. The question is, Does he want to continue to take the painkiller, which only numbs the pain but does not cure the ailment, or go for the full painful procedure that will bring a lasting solution to his ailment and guarantee long life? That's the question. So to put the analogy above into context, I would say the coalition is offering you Nigerians the previous, while President Tinubu is offering Nigerians the latter, which is the painful procedure. So it is your choice now which one you want. The choice is ours to make. I would rather choose the latter, irrespective of the temporary pain, whilst looking at the bigger picture of a lasting, healthy life. Finally, I saw a caption on social media this week comparing the current Minister of Interior with Adebola, another coalition leader, which says one was Interior Minister for 4 years and the other has been Interior Minister for only 2 years. Compare their inputs and achievements. Yeah? A vote for ADC is you simply saying you prefer the former over the current. But I personally believe that Nigerians are not short-sighted. So like I said, we need to shine our eyes. Now is the time for us to know who really has the best of our best interest at heart. So may Nigeria prosper and progress in our lifetime. I remain yours, Ambassador Joseph Kolawole. Now let me use the floor to the matron of the house to give us the closing remarks. I almost forgot that because I was just so engrossed with what I'm saying. Hajia Rekia Bele Abakar, you have the floor now. Thank you so much.
Very much, Chief Host. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtain on today's event. I'd like to thank all of our participants who are our special guests for this very robust interactive session. Please join us again next time for another exciting episode. On behalf of the Renewed Hope Global Virtual Town Hall Conference team, have a great weekend. God bless Nigeria. And thank you again to our participants today. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Hajia. On that note, again, before I go, thank you so very much for our participants and our followers following us on TV and on social media. Thank you ever so much. We appreciate you guys. You have no idea how much we love you. But I believe that as we pray for you, God too will continue to pray for you. Thank you so very much. Next week, we're going to be back again. This kind of program that we did today, where we have an open discussion, we're going to be doing it periodically now, so that we'll give you, our participants, a free floor for you to discuss regarding issues of the day. Today has been a blessing to me. I don't know about you. I've been able to learn a lot from every one of you that spoke, and I believe it is the same with all of you too. So we will have another one very soon. We will let you know when the time comes. But in the meantime, I say thank you so much and God bless you. We'll see in the next couple of days. We will be publishing the details of our next VVIP who will be coming for next week. So thank you ever so much. Have a blessed weekend. God bless you.